Like it or not, China is pulling ahead in the AI and tech world. They're coming up with massive breakthroughs in AI that are doing amazing things that US companies are scrambling to keep up with. I'm a huge fan of US tech. I want to see the US win, but when China pulls ahead like they're doing right now, it becomes a serious concern. In this video, I'm going to show you some of the latest breakthroughs that China's having in not only AI, but tech as a whole, and what this means for you as a consumer. You're not going to want to miss this. Let's jump right in. So I put this out on X. Follow me there on X at Mark Gadala if you want to see more stuff like this. I make these videos way later. I don't have time to do them right when I come out on X. So follow me here if you want to see these earlier. But essentially what I've been noticing on X and just, in my day-to-day exploring text AI stuff, which I do every single day, I'm noticing all these super great breakthroughs that China's having in the AI world. So here's one I thought was really cool. This is AI Gaussian split. So it's essentially turning 2D image or video into a 3D video. So look how cool this is. So this is a static 2D video that has now become a 3D video based on this new Gaussian split technology. Super, super, super cool. Really, really cool stuff. This is coming from a company called 4DV. So it's 4DV.ai. Yeah, this is a big breakthrough that they've had. So, I think something that can be said about China is they seem to move a little bit faster, maybe because they have less regulation or something. I don't know what it is, but they seem to be moving really, really fast. So that's something that I think they might have an advantage in, maybe the regulation thing. I don't know. But when you see stuff like this, and this is not coming from a US company, it's like, man, where are we lagging behind? Why are US tech companies not producing stuff like this, right? So let's look at a few other examples. This I thought was really cool. It's a ULS robotics exoskeleton to help paralyze
human
people.
strength.
So, obviously people being paralyzed, awful tragedy, right? But this is super cool. It basically gives them an exoskeleton to be able to walk again. Look how cool this is.
This is a robotic exoskeleton, a wearable device designed to amplify both human strength and endurance. While its own weight is only 5.5 kilograms, it can assist with lifting heavy objects, providing support of up to 30 kilograms. But its significance goes beyond that. This is a robotic.
So I guess this is sort of like an Iron Man suit. So I guess it's not really to help paralyze people. It's more just to help people get stronger. So it's like an exoskeleton that just makes you way, way stronger. It's actually pretty cool. I mean, think about the military importance behind this, right? You don't need to be some big jacked US soldier, right, to compete with these Chinese soldiers that might be smaller than you naturally if they're wearing this suit. Right? They all of a sudden have superhuman powers based on this. So you can see that China's also thinking military-wise, and you're going to see later on in this video what I mean. You're going to see how crazy they go with the military stuff as well. So this is another sort of dystopian thing. These are these AI, advanced AI surveillance systems. This is really, really crazy.
Teachers at this primary school in
So red means you're deeply focused. So essentially these kids are wearing like a device and it has a light in the front and it shows the teacher if they're engaged or not.
China know exactly when someone isn't paying attention. These headbands measure each student's level of concentration. The information is then directly sent to the teacher's computer and to parents.
Okay, that's pretty wild. Imagine in class, you're the class clown in the back and the teacher's literally giving you a detention because your light is a different color than the rest of the students. It's sort of unfair in a way, right? Because kids learn differently, they think differently. We can't all be diluted down to colors on a headset, right? But that's what they're doing. A little freaky.
China has big plans to become a global leader in artificial intelligence. It has enabled a cashless.
So some of these clips here, let's watch this one more time. Some of these clips here.
China has big plans to become a.
Okay. This is like you see how it's tracking all of the people? It's tracking them dynamically. So they have it's like a total surveillance state in China, but they have these cameras all over the country that are tracking people and watching them. And they're now powered by AI. So this AI surveillance is really, really powerful for the country and allows them to track their citizens and whoever else happens to be in the country as well. And not only citizens, the cars, the vehicles, everything happening.
To become a global leader in artificial intelligence. It has enabled a cashless economy where people make purchases with their faces. A giant network of surveillance cameras with facial recognition helps police monitor citizens. Meanwhile, some schools offer glimpses of what the future of high-tech education in the country might look like.
So, I mean, the surveillance thing, I mean, obviously China is a It's not a free democracy, whatever, right? Like the US is. But you can see this coming to the first world at some point. I don't think this is going to end in China. I really don't. I think that this is going to come to the first world at some point. I think a lot of governments are going to adopt this. They already have social credit scores in China. I think that's probably coming first to the EU and then, hopefully not, but some point maybe to the United States, which scares me to think about, but I think it's very, very potentially happening. But you can see, again, they're excelling in this field. Now, here's something that's really cool. They've developed full AI operating systems, which I already was thinking about like a year and a half ago. I'm like, why don't we have AI operating systems? So they're already doing this. And part of the reason that they're doing this, by the way, is because the US has blocked exports to China. So they don't have access to the Intel chips. They don't have access to the NVIDIA chips. They don't have access to a lot of stuff. And I think even Microsoft software was blocked in China. So they're not even able to get Microsoft software, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that's what I read. So they're thinking outside of the box here, and they're creating their own AI operating systems, which are really cool. So this is a super cool feature. You can drag things. Look at that. He dragged it from his iPhone to his laptop or his iPad, and now he's going to drag it to his laptop. And this is called the Mate Book. This is from Huawei. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Huawei, major Chinese tech company. But yeah, super cool stuff. And this AI operating system is only going to get better and better, obviously. So this is really cool too. So they're definitely right now the leader in open source AI video. So I made that video on VO3. It got copyright restricted. Some D-bag in France said it was a copyright. It was total BS. I didn't actually copyright anything. I used a video from a friend of mine, and he got a copyright strike too. So it's a whole nightmare with that. But anyways, I'm getting distracted. But this WAN 2.1 is the leader in open source AI video. I've been using, like if we go to WAN 2.1, I'll just show you their site really quick. Some of the stuff they're able to do is really, really freaking cool. So this is essentially like, they just took a picture of a model and they just have this like little like stick figure dancing here. And you can see that it's recreating, this model's recreating all of the movements of this stick figure. So pretty cool to see. I mean, you can see all the different applications of that, good and bad, right? But not only that, they also do a bunch of other cool stuff. So this is photo to video. Really, really cool. And this is open source. I can download it and run it on my laptop or on my desktop. So I'm sure Pinocchio has this already. So if you want to use this for free right now, just go to pinocchio.computer. I made a whole video on that. Check that out. The uncensored AI video that I made on my YouTube channel if you want to see how to do that. But the other really cool thing is it actually adds text to video really, really well. So this is Santa Claus writing out Merry Christmas here. This is pretty cool. Did they misspell Merry Christmas? No, they didn't. So yeah, so it actually writes text really, really well on screen. So this is some, I think, Chinese text or something. But yeah, I did notice that it actually writes text on screen very, very well. So WAN 2.1 is really, really cool. It's open source. And yeah, China is killing it in the open source AI department. They're way ahead in the US in open source AI, not even close. Now, if we get into robotics a little bit, this is their Unitree G1 humanoid. So obviously we know Tesla's coming out with the Optimus robot, which is super exciting. I think that's going to change the world. But this is what China has already. I mean, this robot has tons of dexterity. It's super agile. It can do a ton of different things. I mean, it's doing karate here with this girl. It's doing dance, Tai Chi. What else? It can do, it can get up if it's fallen down. Nice. It recovered from a fall here. That's pretty cool. Whoa, don't slip. There you go, buddy. So it's pretty cool. And this robot's only $16,000 bucks. $16,000. That is super cheap. And it's available right now. You can go buy this robot right now. So they're killing it in the robotics department as well. Now, WePay is a big deal too. I don't know if you know about WePay, but essentially WePay, you can use your palm, you can use your face, you can use a ton of different things, and this works all over China. So my friend who lives out there right now, he was explaining to me that WePay is like the social media / payment method for all of China. And you can see that they're literally getting on the train by just waving their hand, which is pretty cool, using the palm prints. But it's also like a thing on your phone where you just literally go to a restaurant, scan a QR code, and you pay for anything at any time using WePay. So they're killing it in digital payment department. I mean, they're really living in like 2030 in China, while the US is still 10 years behind. So it's kind of wild to see. Now, getting into the advanced military stuff, this is pretty wild. So they have a mothership drone that holds other drones. Let's watch this video.
A Chinese mothership that can carry hundreds of kamikaze drones. This nightmare is now a reality, as China's first aerial mothership, the Jutian SSUAV, is scheduled for its maiden flight next.
So essentially what this thing is it's a mothership. It's a drone mothership that holds other drones, okay? Called the SSUAV. Scary name, but it's an unmanned vehicle, aerial vehicle, UAV, and it's basically a massive drone that carries other drones. Pretty crazy stuff. So, I mean, you can see the military, they're thinking way ahead with the military stuff, which is pretty scary to think about, but hopefully it doesn't come to that, but they're thinking about it for sure. Now, here's something I found really interesting. They're converting DNA samples into 3D facial images using AI. So they take DNA, they take somebody's DNA, and they can actually see what their face looks like from their DNA using AI. They can age that face. They can take somebody's face that's older and make it younger. So, I mean, scary enough to think about, but you could take the DNA of two people and figure out what the kids are going to look like, right? Using AI. I already don't like where that's going personally, but you can see how quickly that's happening. And last but not least is DeepSeek R2, 100% the leader right now in open source LLMs. China's killing it in open source AI. And so their R2, which is going to come out soon, basically they had a massive US export restriction, like I was talking about earlier, Intel chips, NVIDIA chips, etc. And essentially the way it's going to work is they've been able to circumvent that completely, all the US export restrictions, by getting all of these things coming in. So they're getting silicon photonics, they're getting all these different things, all these different contracts from companies in China to make sure that they're getting everything they need to accelerate with AI without getting interfered by the US. So China's moving, they're moving super fast in the AI world, in the tech world. This is all information you absolutely need to know, whether you're a US citizen, a world citizen, a Chinese citizen. This is super important info. So if you like this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel for more, and please leave a comment. Let me know what you think about what's happening in China and in the US.